I'm Malcolm Carter, a 34-year-old marketing consultant living in a quiet townhouse in Meadowbrook Heights. For 3 years, I had enjoyed the peace of my suburban enclave, mostly keeping to myself while building a career from my home office. The neighborhood wasn't especially diverse. I was one of maybe 4 black residents in the whole complex, but things had always been cordial. That was until 6 months ago when Eleanor Whitaker moved in next door. Eleanor, a retired office administrator in her early 60s, had too much time and too few boundaries. At first, her nosiness was minor, watching from behind her curtains whenever I had friends over, complaining about the volume of jazz on Saturday afternoons. I figured it was just the typical awkwardness of neighborly proximity, but things escalated in a way I never could have predicted. One Tuesday, I came home early from work with a migraine pounding behind my eyes. I planned to pop some aspirin, shut the blinds, and lie down. As I passed my utility room, I heard my washing machine churning away. Confused, I approached slowly. I live alone and hadn't done any laundry that day. When I opened the door, my brain took a full 10 seconds to process what I was seeing. Eleanor stood at my dryer, folding what appeared to be her sheets while another load tumbled in the washer. A full basket of her clothes sat at her feet. Clad in a neon green tracksuit, she was completely at ease, unaware I had entered. "Excuse me," I said, my voice low but firm. She turned, startled, and then seemed annoyed. "Oh, Malcolm. You're home early. I was just finishing up." I blinked. "Eleanor, how did you get into my house?" "The maintenance guy gave me a key a while ago. My washer's broken, and he said you usually work during the day. I've been careful." She smiled like she expected a thank you. My head throbbed harder. "You can't just come into someone's house," I told her. "That's breaking and entering." Her smile vanished. "I haven't broken anything, and I've been doing this for weeks without any trouble." "Why are you making such a big deal now?" The realization hit me like a brick. She had been invading my home for weeks. I felt sick. My private sanctuary had been trespassed upon, my boundaries ignored. "I need you to take your things and leave," I said. "Right now. And give me the key." Eleanor's demeanor shifted. Her lips pursed. "I'm not finished. There's still 30 minutes left on the cycle. Then I need to dry these." "No," I replied. "You're leaving now." Her eyes narrowed, and I recognized the change. That moment when people stop seeing you as a person and start seeing a stereotype. "You're making me feel threatened," she said. I stepped back deliberately. "I'm standing by the door. I'm not approaching you, but you're trespassing. This is my home." She pulled out her phone. "I need to call someone. I don't feel safe." "You broke into my home and you're calling the police?" I asked in disbelief. She hit 911. "There's a man threatening me," she told the dispatcher, her voice trembling theatrically. "I'm scared he might hurt me. Please send someone." My heart stopped. This wasn't just an argument anymore. She was weaponizing a false narrative that could get me killed. I spoke up loudly for the dispatcher to hear. "This is Malcolm Carter. This woman is in my home without permission. She used a key she shouldn't have. I'm not threatening her. I've asked her to leave." Barbara cut in, raising her voice. "He's lying. He pushed me. I think I have a bruise." "That is completely false," I said. "I have not touched her." "Officers are en route," the dispatcher said. "Please remain calm and separate." I stepped into the living room. "I'll wait here. She can leave if she chooses." "Don't leave me with him," she called. "You can walk out the front door," I pointed. "I'm not stopping you." I called my brother Marcus, a civil rights attorney. He told me to start recording audio immediately, not to touch her or her things, and to remain calm. I also texted our HOA manager, Grace, explaining the situation. Her reply came quickly. "She was never authorized to have your key. I'm coming now." Sirens wailed 10 minutes later. Eleanor emerged, face full of practiced fear. The police knocked. "Officers, I'm Malcolm Carter. This is my home." I called too. "She's my neighbor. She's been entering without permission." Eleanor pushed past. "He threatened me. I was just doing my laundry. He shoved me." "Ma'am, are you injured?" Officer Klein asked. "Right here," she said, rubbing her arm. "I bruise easily." "That is false," I stated calmly. "I can prove this is my residence. My ID, utility bills, and HOA manager are en route. I have audio recordings and legal counsel on the way," I added. Eleanor turned pale. You can't record me without my permission. In this state, single-party consent applies, Officer Rivera said. Grace arrived moments later. Malcolm is the owner and only resident. Eleanor was never authorized for a key. Eduardo gave me one, Eleanor blurted. Eduardo was terminated 3 months ago, Grace responded. He had no access or authority. The officers asked me to walk through what happened. I played key parts of the audio. When Eleanor heard her false 911 claims replayed, her face crumbled. He's twisting it. Eduardo told me it was okay. This is a private home, Officer Klein said. There's no ambiguity. Marcus arrived, introduced himself, and declared intent to press charges for unlawful entry, false reporting, and endangering public safety. No, Eleanor gasped. This was just a misunderstanding. No, I said. This was you putting my life in danger over laundry. They took Eleanor to the station. Grace changed my locks and the HOA opened an investigation. My neighbors, who had once kept their distance, came forward with stories. Eleanor had borrowed tools, used patios, even rearranged furniture claiming community property. She was eventually charged with breaking and entering and false police reporting. Her attorney pushed for a plea deal. Marcus and I agreed on probation, community service, diversity training, and a no-contact order. Eleanor sold her townhouse and moved. The HOA held a vote and replaced leadership. I was asked to chair the new Community Safety Committee. With Marcus' help, we restructured access rules, installed security cameras, and started community forums. 3 months later, Meadowbrook Heights felt different. More connected. Stronger. I became an active voice in the community, not just the quiet guy next door. One evening, Marcus told me Eleanor wanted to apologize. I agreed to a meeting at his office. Eleanor was subdued, genuinely remorseful. I never understood how dangerous my actions were, she said. Not until that training. Not until I imagined it was my grandson. She made donations to civil rights organizations and supported the HOA's new policies. It wasn't forgiveness, but it was growth. Now, every time I hear my washing machine start, I'm reminded not of a violation, but of how calm resolve and truth can turn even the most absurd situations into lasting change. It all started with laundry, but what came after was a lesson in boundaries, bias, and the quiet power of standing your ground.